What's up, everyone? Welcome to the slashGROUP podcast.
Oh shit, we got Batman on this podcast.
Oh no, not Batman.
I've got some cough
He's
drops
not
for
very
you, Derek.
Sorry about your mom
thanks.
and dad.
Welcome to the slashGROUP podcast, everyone. Me, Derek, got Jesse, Jordan, and Josh is back with us. So, number 3, going for the world record of
A hat
guest appearances.
Go for the 3P.
Isn't he our only guest?
We've had Sean a couple times.
Yeah.
So anyway,
That's right. Both times I haven't been here for that. So
yeah, you were gone. You were gonzo. All right. So on this week's podcast, we are going to talk about stuff and things.
A couple of
Which
things.
is pretty sweet.
We're in the wake of E3.
Yep.
So.
The
not much news. So
No, not a lot of news, but
A couple of
I
little
know.
updates here or there. That's all I could really find.
Yeah, I know. I have played a couple things that just recently came out, so I'm going to be talking about that. And I don't know what everyone else has planned, but that's what I have planned.
I
so.
got something.
Cool. I guess I can start since I'm the one talking right now. Anyway, I downloaded the Ever Oasis. I almost said EverQuest. The Ever Oasis demo, which is it's a RPG made by the people who did the Mana series. Yeah, and it's pretty fun. I won't lie. I was immediately into the characters. They're all kind of animally looking. Like the main character you play almost has like a mouse-ish appearance, but he's like grown from a seed, so I think he's technically a plant. And then like one of your teammates that they give you in the demo is a lizard dude, and another one of the seed dudes. So the point of the game, from what I understand, is that there's you're in the last oasis in this like vast desert area, and your goal is to expand the oasis and stop the we'll call it the plague from the desert plague, because all the creatures of the desert have been like possessed by darkness, blah blah blah, standard JRPG stuff. And yeah, so you you go around and you do quests and expand the oasis and blah blah blah. What I thought was interesting though is that it's not like turn-based combat like you'd expect a JRPG to be. It's like open world, whatever you want to call it.
Does it play like Kingdom Hearts type?
Not that crazy. It is kind of similar. You can like lock onto enemies, and you have like a soft attack, a strong attack, and a dodge.
So it's
an
it's an action JRPG.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But the cool thing that I really enjoyed is that you can switch between characters. It's on the 3DS, by the way.
That was my
you can change between characters by tapping on the D-pad up and down, and everyone has like their own abilities and own like kind of play style. So the main character that you start off with has a sword and has like a whirlwind ability. And by whirlwind, I don't mean like in WoW where you spin in a circle, like he blows a tornado in front of him. And then the lizard dude has like a spear, and I can't remember what his ability is. And then the other guy that I got has a boomerang type thing, or bolos is what he calls them. And so it's like a ranged attack. And then not only do they have their own unique combat abilities, but they have their own like interactive abilities. So like the lizard dude could mine, so if you found any ore, you could use him to mine the ore. And the whirlwind ability that the main guy has can like blow sand off of things and like uncover treasures. And the other guy can in certain spots kind of like roll into a ball and sneak through small spaces. So it's like a puzzler. It reminded me very much of like a Zelda type game where there's going to be like dungeons that you have to go solve puzzles in to get certain things, and there's a boss at the end that you have to fight. And yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I believe it comes out on the 23rd of this month, so pretty soon. I I was going to pick it up, but Robin yelled at me and said I couldn't buy anything before my birthday. So
It's
Isn't your
coming
birthday
out.
in July though?
my birthday's next month, so I'm not allowed to buy anything until then. So hopefully she'll buy it for me. Wink, wink. And then the other thing that I've been playing a lot of has been ARMS, which I just picked up on Friday, which I actually had with me at Jordan's party, but it was in my backpack in his room.
We totally got a chance to play it a couple times too. Really got a chance to.
Yeah, I hadn't even opened it yet, so yeah. I next time I'm down, we'll unpack it and stuff. It's just shitty. Like, it's hard to play multiplayer stuff on just a little screen. If the extra docks weren't $90, I would just pick one up to carry around with me, but they're $90,
Yeah.
so I'm not gonna buy one.
That's like
But
the
yeah,
average
so-
video game nowadays.
Yeah, pretty much.
After
The $800 Assassin's Creed Collector's Edition.
oh yeah,
So fucking stupid. Anyway, so ARMS, I was pretty excited about ARMS mainly because I like the character design. It's really unique and a brightly colored character designs that I thought were interesting, and the idea of like a long-ranged boxing game interested me. The only thing that I was worried about were the controls, but the controls are fucking rad and they work really well with the game, and they're super like responsive, like when you punch and stuff. Jesse, you'll know because you've handled the Joy-Con more than Jordan. Have you even touched Joy-Con before? The controllers?
I actually didn't have my hands on it. However, Josh had his friend bring it over the Switch, and that was the first time I had seen it in person. Was him playing Breath of the Wild, and so Josh could say how.
Yeah, I got to play ARMS for a little bit too, so
Oh, you did?
yes.
Did you play it with the motion controls?
I didn't use the motion controls.
Oh, okay.
Not huge on motion controls.
And they actually work pretty well. So I was worried because the way you hold the Joy-Con is kind of awkward, but it actually works really well. So you hold the Joy-Cons in your hand, so your thumbs are kind of resting on the L and R buttons, and your fingers kind of wrap around to be on the face of the Joy-Con, if you can imagine that, Jesse. And then,
okay.
So like
Yeah,
you're
I
holding
gotcha.
it backwards.
No, it's like
so
kind
you're
of on the
holding it
side.
so yeah, it's on the side, so it's like the L and R buttons that are on
those are-
like the clippy side of the Joy-Con are actually like in
On the
the groove
inside
of your hand that you're wrapped around. So you hold it like that, and basically you tilt them both left, your character goes left, tilt them both right, character goes right, backwards you go backwards, forward you go forward. And then obviously if you jerk your left hand forward, you'll punch your left hand, right hand, etc. But the cool thing is you can curve your punches with it. So like if you push your right arm forward and kind of turn your hand, your punch will turn with how much you turn your hand and stuff. And I think it's your L button on your left thumb is jump or dodge, and then your right is jump or dodge, whichever one it is. I can't remember. And then the Z, L, and Z are what you use your special ability with. But I really, really enjoyed, or I do really enjoy how smoothly it runs and how good the motion controls feel. Because that's kind of like that was a big draw for me. Is I liked Punch Out on the Wii with the motion controls. Sort of. They had motion controls.
I forgot about that. They did the that was like a remaster or reboot kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of both, because it was updated graphics, but it was the same game, more or less. But yeah, so it was really fun. I like all the characters. There are definitely some characters that start out way better than other characters. I personally there's like a robot girl. Her name's Machinia or something like that. I can't remember any of their names except I call them all different things other than Springman and Ribbon Girl because they were like the big main ones they announced first. So then I'm like Robot Girl, Noodle Lady,
Do their names really
Cop
matter?
Dog. No.
Have you heard the backstory of this game? There's an official
No.
backstory
Is
for
there?
all of these characters, and
They made comics, I think.
here's the backstory.
Really?
The backstory
Yeah.
is these people woke up one day and they woke up and had random spring arms, and then they decided they could fight each other with them. And I'm
Oh.
not kidding.
Or spring
That's
hair, don't
that's the
forget about
legit
spring
backstory
hair.
from Nintendo.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Well, I mean,
I do know that
a lot of
like,
effort went into
some-
that.
yeah, someone was telling me that I guess there's comics. I haven't actually looked at them, but apparently there are comics or some like maybe web comics or something. But everyone thinks that Hair Spring Lady, I think her name. Oh, fuck, what's her name? Twintel, I think her name is. She has spring hair instead of arms. She just has regular people arms.
I would hate to be
and
the
everyone
substitute
thinks it's-
teacher in their classroom.
Everyone makes fun
Twintel.
of everyone makes fun of her or thinks it's weird that she doesn't have spring arms. So.
Oh, they make fun of her because she doesn't have the spring arms?
Yeah,
Like, because she's normal.
because she's different. Because
Oh.
everyone else has spring arms.
Oh, like everyone in the whole world? Like,
Yeah.
oh, I thought it was just these people, just the fighters you get to choose as that have the spring arms.
And not according to Jesse's backstory.
Yeah. Do you
Interesting.
think they're gonna come up with a DLC pack called Legs?
I wouldn't mind more fighters. This seems to be. I'm actually glad that you mentioned like DLC. Not that I'd buy it, but the one thing that I've noticed with all of Nintendo's fighters minus Super Smash Bros. Is the like severe lack of roster. Like with Pokken Tournament,
Yeah.
it's like a super small roster.
That is
And
a
then-
super, what is that called? Like a sore thumb, whatever, that sticks out, you know?
Yeah.
That, I mean, it's impossible to not think of Pokemon and then be like, oh yeah, there's like literally hundreds of them. All right,
Yeah,
well,
and
let's
they
use
have
12.
like 20.
Yeah.
But ARMS, I mean, I know it's a new IP, but I think they have like 10 or 12 fighters.
Let me ask you this though: when it
yeah.
concerns to the fighters differentiating from each other, is it just their looks, or do their move sets actually?
No,
change?
they all have different moves and stuff,
Okay,
and they all play quite differently.
interesting. then.
For instance, like the Noodle Girl, Min Min's her name. She has like she can jump and dodge at the same time. So like if you jump and then roll, she'll do like a in the air cartwheel. She has like extra mobility basically. And then like Bark and Bite, who's the RoboCop. He
Sizbark worse
he
than his height.
has well, he has a dog, right? He has like a robotic dog with him, and the dog actually will throw out a third punch every now and then.
What? That's
you have your-
pretty much
you have-
unfair.
Well, you can knock the dog out, so you can like punch the dog and then it's
That
like,
is animal cruelty.
incapacitated for a while. It's a robot. It's not a real dog.
That is robotic cruelty.
Robotic cruelty. But the thing is, so each character has like their own base set of 3 different hands that you can use
Okay.
for their arms. They have like a fast recharge, a medium recharge, and a slow recharge. And you can actually unlock all of the arms for each character. So, in
Okay.
theory, like you can have a bunch of different combinations on any character, but there's a huge but, and this really,
like
really
huge
irked
butts.
me when I figured this out. Then you'd like Twintel. So, in order to unlock the arms, you have to get a currency, obviously. So you'd think you'd get a currency. It's not a paid currency. It's like one that you get for playing and competing and stuff.
Yay, it's not payment. Okay, I'm intrigued more.
So you get the coins, and you then go to the Get Arms tab, and then you realize that it's 30 coins to get a small one, or a short timer, 100 to get a medium timer, and 200 coins to get a long timer, which wouldn't be bad if you'd actually get more than like 25, 30 coins from doing an entire 10 round like
oh, Like
they call it a
bout or
Grand
whatever?
Prix, which
Or fight?
doesn't make sense, but yeah, the 10 round Grand Prix I've done a handful of times, and the most I've gotten I think is like 28 coins, and that's because I got a couple perfect rounds and stuff. So, but then on top of that, you don't get to pick which arm you get.
wait,
So you
what?
then have to go. So you pick which. So you pay the 30 coins for the small 100 or 200, right? And then you go into like a target practice room, and you start punching targets, and like you're on a time limit, and like you have to get through like a certain amount of targets, and then a present will appear. Then you have to punch the present to get the arm, and it's just random. I've
Sounds
only
like
ever
a
gotten
loot
one.
box that
Sort of, but
you have to learn.
potentially you could
really,
completely
really hard
miss
for?
out. Potentially, you could completely miss out on the arm. I'm assuming.
Like,
I haven't yet.
fast enough?
And I guess also in theory you could get multiple. I don't know, because there are ways to increase the time. I've only gotten enough time for like an extra 5 seconds, but yeah, I don't know. So that's kind of like bumps. Oh, and then the other thing that really bugs me is that once you unlock that arm, you only unlock that arm on whichever character you pick to do that on. So,
You can do it for every
I don't know
single
how many
one.
arms there are. I think there's, we'll say there's 50 arms, right? You start off with 3 unlocked, so you're at 47 arms that you have to unlock per character.
Yeah.
So pick
I
a
mean, I
main
guess
instead.
In this
I guess
random
you'll have a main for sure.
way.
'cause-
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they basically force you to pick a main. So, like, I just, like, because I liked one of the I liked the Robot Girl's fast recharge. It basically shoots 3 rockets, like, on strings out. So you get, like, 3 punches in one.
Mm-hmm.
They do light damage, but it just looks cool, and I feel like it's doing more than it is. Plus, I like her ultimate with them. It's just, like, rapid fire, like...
Ye-
Um,
Have you played
yeah.
online at all?
I did, and I lost. So then I was like, fuck this,
Terribly?
this is
Sounds
dumb.
like a
Oh.
fighting game.
What?
So it sounds like a fighting game. You went online and you lost.
Have you
Yeah.
have you seen that video I posted on Facebook not too long ago? The walls are salt, the ceiling is salt, the floor
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
salt,
Basically,
even
Yeah.
the air is salt.
Yep.
Me after losing any game.
Because
Yep.
I think that the weird thing about this game is that everyone that has played it is like all super excited about it, and like they're like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
a good game. But I really haven't seen anyone really talking about it since it came out. Like I kind of forgot it came out.
Ego Raptor tweeted about it. I saw. He was basically like, competitive needs so much tweaking. Like there are very clear good combinations that will dominate anybody. And if
everyone's gonna min
you-
max.
So it needs to be balanced.
and like it needs to be balanced more, I guess. And he was basically, I think he said something along the lines of like, whoever's the first to start the string of combos wins. Like that's what he said basically.
So, like,
Um,
replay
Any
wise,
fighting game.
how long do you see yourself actually sticking with this game?
So it's definitely a game that I'll probably play by myself for, I don't know, a max of like 20 hours. I think I'll get the most play out of it by either bringing it to someone's house and playing it like like split screen.
Oh yeah, couch co-op.
Or or like say Jesse or Paul or whoever that also has a Switch gets it and doing the like local play, doing like tournaments that way.
I'm not getting.
I
This
see
game.
myself playing way more that way. I didn't think you were, Jesse. But yeah, I think it'll be fun party, like a party game. I think is what it's gonna turn
Yeah.
into. It's definitely not gonna be the next Splatoon, which a lot of people were thinking that it was going
Oh,
to be.
new IP
It's
from
just-
Nintendo multiplayer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Splatoon's just like there's way more to it. There's like an actual campaign. There's way more like reasonable customizability. There's way more variation to the game. And yeah,
there's
it's just
way
there's
more
just a lot
ink.
more to Splatoon. In general, there's just way more to it. With ARMS though, I was actually surprised. I thought that was just going to be like, here's 20 maps and you just fight each other in them. There's actually some like mini game style fights where, so one of them's like a basketball court, and the way to win is to grapple your opponent and throw them into the basketball hoop. It's just like an automatic like toss in towards the hoop. So you basically need to grapple, and then it like tries to throw it into the hoop for you. And the first person to like 11 wins. Or if
there, like,
time
a
runs out,
target
whoever has the
one,
most
too?
points. What was that?
Is there like a target one as well?
Yeah, there's like a target one where you like gain points by punching through targets, but you also get points for like disrupting the enemy. And then there's like a volleyball one where you have to like punch up towards a ball and try to get it to blow up on the other person's side. And I feel like there's another sporty one, but I can't remember. Maybe there's not. But yeah, so I wouldn't give it like a great score. I'd probably give it like a 6 out of 10, honestly. Like,
it's
am
one
I
of the, It's one
bummed?
of the first new games for the new system. I mean,
Yeah.
not every one of them is going to be an absolute gem.
Yeah. If I were to like, how they would have gotten a bigger score for me if like there was a real campaign, maybe with like backstory for each character. Even if it was just like the same thing as what the Grand Prix is, where you just fight 10 characters, almost Soul Calibur style, but like the characters say something or tell you a bit about themselves, and then you fight someone. And it's like, wow, we're competing because of this or whatever. Like that would have been nice. Mm-hmm. Or the other thing is if the unlocking system wasn't total bullshit. Like, I don't mind the random, like, target thing. Like, that's fine. But the fact that you don't unlock it on every single character is absolutely asinine. Like, that's just bullshit. That's just time sinking. And then...
That's lack of content.
I'd say... Yeah, it's just like a lack of content, really.
It's just padding because they want you to play the game more. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And, I mean, we'll see. Maybe once... like I said, I've only played one match online, so I'm not there to judge, but... There does seem to be, according to a couple people on Twitter, a balance issue online. So if they fix that, maybe it'll be a little bit better and I'll be more apt to play. Mm. But I literally got my ass spanked, so I was like not even close to that level of fighting yet. So yeah, those are the two things that I wanted to talk about.
Right.
I'd say yay for Ever Oasis, meh for ARMS.
So, unless if Jesse has something, he can follow up with that. I have just for reference of what I have kind of two things that kind of tie into each other, Blizzard related, and then one thing related console wise. So,
okay,
Jesse, you have the floor.
Sure, I have this week been playing. One old game and then one game that I tried to play probably 5 years ago and then stopped because it was bad, and then I tried playing it again. So the game I've been playing again is Witcher 3, and I played that I think when did that game? 2015, I think. So I played that when it came out in 2015, and I beat it, and it was fantastic. And then they released 2 expansions for it. Which are both like 20 hours or so of content. So I was like, okay, I can either buy it on my PS4 and spend $30, or I could buy it on my computer. It's going to run better, have faster loading times, and I can get the base game, and then both expansions for also $30. And I said, well, I guess I'll just do that. So
what game was that? Sorry, I was texting someone that had a time-sensitive question.
Witcher 3.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
So I mean, it's a fantastic game. It runs really well on my computer now, so I'm happy about that. And so I'm looking forward to, once I get through the campaign, actually doing the expansions, because I've heard that they're, like, in some cases better than the main game. So
I've only finished one of them. But the one that I did get through is excellent. I just have to finish the second one.
It's, what is it, Blood and Wine and then Hearts of Stone?
Other way around as far as the time of release.
Right.
But, yeah, so I did Hearts of Stone, or Heart of Stone, I think, which was really good. Like, it was a solid story, especially because I loved The Witcher 3. It had a lot of things going for it, but the main campaign definitely was not its strongest point.
Yeah.
In my humble opinion.
No, I agree with that. I think Witcher shines when it has smaller, more concise story.
Yeah.
And my problem with the main campaign, and it's a good problem to have, I think, is that there's just so much shit to do, and all of the side shit feels like main shit. So you want to do all the side shit, and it just adds up so much time. I've been playing I just started, I think I'm already up to 11 hours or so. I've been trying to like
Mm-hmm.
pace myself because I went super hard on Persona, and I don't want to do that again. Like I'm barely like I just made it to the first like big story thing, and so like because the first time I played it, I kind of just blitzed through the story and I kind of ignored all the side stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm realizing now, hey, if you actually do the side stuff, you actually get good shit that is
Oh, yeah.
helpful, and so
Definitely want to get the like cool Witcher armor that's lying around that you have
Yep.
to do like quests for or like treasure hunts to find. That stuff's
Mhm.
worth it.
yep.
And
So I'm actually like doing crafting and alchemy and all that stuff, which I kind of ignored the first time. So it's good. I'm enjoying myself again, just because I kind of after beating it 2 years ago, I really don't remember much of the main story. So it's kind of like I'm going back fresh. Like I kind of remember details here and there, but there's just so much to the game that it's like there's no way I'd be able to remember it all. So, and then my other game that I played was it is Final Fantasy 14. I tried going back to that.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I did as well, Jesse. I forgot to tell you guys.
oh, okay.
Us who were talking about it.
So what I realized with that game is that when I tried to play it the first time, there's just so much text in that game that I'm like, I don't care about it. It's like reading quest logs in WoW, but
Way
like
worse.
worse. So
Yeah.
I've realized my only way that I'm going to enjoy this game is that there are very specific quests that you want to pay attention to, and those are the ones that kind of like dim and actually have a cinematic screen happening. Some of them have voice acting too. So like the
Mhm.
ones that actually have like cinematic camera angles and stuff, I read those quests. The rest of them I'm just kind of like don't care, give it to me. And I actually like the world. I love the spell detail and casting spells and all that stuff. Like Final Fantasy has
Yeah.
always had like over the top visuals for all that kind of stuff, and it doesn't
Mhm.
disappoint here. Like I've seen high end spells and everything, and they look ridiculous. So I definitely want to keep giving it time, I think, because I hear it gets really good, especially once you start getting to the expansions. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna and your free trial that you get is to like level 35, which is kind of insane when you think about it. And it's not like I
Yeah.
don't think it's a subscription. I think it's a one-time buy, and then you get the you can just play.
Are you sure?
I think that's how it works. Because I think they went to free to play, but you still have to buy the expansions. So
Because on their website, I'm pretty sure that I still saw subscription costs.
gross.
I don't know. You can I didn't look because I was like, well, I'm not gonna pay for it until I hit level 35. So I really don't. Like,
Yeah. I played. I downloaded the game on Saturday morning, I think, because Robin was gone and I had some free time, so I started playing it. I made a super cute little tiny person, and I made him like a summoner. I forget what the title was, but a summoner.
Thermophage.
And what was that?
I'm a thermoflage, whatever. It's a mage.
I don't remember. And then I played probably, I'd say, 2 hours of it, and I was like, okay, I got it, and I stopped.
I think
I just I don't know.
if I play again,
wasn't
I'll let
holding
you
my-
know, and then I think I would want to try it with the other person just to see
Yeah,
how that is, because
yeah, I don't know. It just just something about it wasn't holding my attention. I don't know what it was. It was a pretty game and everything, but
Yeah.
just something about it was not sitting right with me.
It didn't have loot boxes.
That's it.
Yeah. So, Jordan, I'll let you. I'm gonna pass the floor to you, but I actually do have like a topic to talk about after you're done.
Do you?
So.
I have one more thing real quick I forgot to mention that maybe you saw on Facebook is I finally finished Breath of the Wild.
Oh.
Yay.
I still need to do that.
It's a bittersweet.
finally,
you said it was a bittersweet moment or something like that, right?
Because like I've been postponing it because one, I was like terrified that I wouldn't be able to beat Ganon for whatever reason, even though like it's not that I'm bad at gaming. Something about it just seemed really
Slash your
daunting
sword
because
at him 3 times.
it was just like
Slash your sword.
the reason I was scared was because fucking some of the monsters around the around Hyrule Castle are just so fucking hard. Like the Guardians put up a fight really well, and so I was nervous, but I got to him and I had like a shit ton of food with me because that's how scared I was. I had like 3 pages of food, and I ate like twice. And I beat him, and I did like all the requirements to get the true ending, so that was cool. I got to see that, and yeah, so that's that. I won't spoil anything, but it was good. Good ending. Yeah.
I still gotta beat it.
I gotta wait for a while.
But Crash Bandicoot comes out next Friday, so I'm like, well, fuck.
Yep.
There's another game I'm gonna play.
Is it next? Well, it's the 30th. Is that next Friday? Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is next Friday. Great. So yeah, I'll be getting that. So I'll probably be busy with that. I'm thinking if I can get the PS4 hookup to work, I'll try and, if anything, I might just stream it to the channel. I don't know how that's gonna work out.
What's that?
You can use remote play.
Using remote play, right? Yeah. Well, no, the remote play that I did before, I tried recording it and it was very choppy. It didn't sync right. It wasn't it wasn't like the frame rate was really bad.
Oh, okay.
I just downloaded remote play from my PS4, so I'm gonna try it out.
It's all
I don't know.
internet dependent.
I think if it's just internet dependent, then maybe I just have too many things on my Wi-Fi that I can't do it that way. I don't know if maybe if anything I'll hook up my PS4 to the router. I don't know if that'll allow me to do it that way.
It would still be going over Wi-Fi.
Yeah. All right.
Anything wired is going to be better than a wireless signal. So.
But yeah. So the things that I have to talk about, 2 things, Blizzard-wise. One of them is the Necromancer for Diablo 3. Revealed is next week. That is the 27th.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's the 27th, so it's next Tuesday.
Is that?
And that is on everything that has Diablo 3 on it. So any of the consoles
that's not just PC.
And PC, yes.
Nice. That's exciting because I just brought Diablo 3 up to Robin's, so her and her roommate and I can set up a campaign and play. So
Nice.
I'm hoping one of us will play the Necromancer, so I can see what it's like.
So it is a pack. It is the Necromancer pack that you'll be purchasing. It is $15. It includes a pet, cosmetic wings, a Necromancer banner, sigil, an accent, portrait frame, a pennant, 2 additional character slots, and 2 additional stash tabs. So I think the stash is like the bank of Diablo.
Yeah.
You can put that.
Yep. It's like cross-character banking.
Yeah, cross-character, exactly. So it'll be interesting. This will be the newest character added since Reaper of Souls, which was back in... Josh, quick, have that information in your brain. Let's take bets.
2014.
The answer...
I'd say 2 years ago.
Is... Drumroll...
You weren't quick enough.
I know, wait. Yep, yeah, 2014.
What up?
March 2014. Oh, actually, technically, it was on. That's right. It was released on computers first. Then, in August 2014 was when it went to consoles.
Okay.
So I mean, it is now basically 3 years later.
Yeah.
And they're adding another character. That isn't to say that they haven't added anything to the game since then.
They've done a lot still with the game. Like, they've had events and stuff.
That was the other thing I was going to mention now. With the reason why I'm bringing this up is I actually jumped into Diablo 3 over the weekend just because I had completed... there was a Heroes of the Storm quest thing to get... the newest hero that they just added was Malthael, who is from Reaper of Souls. He's the basically the Archangel of Death. He was the Archangel of Wisdom, main antagonist of Reaper of Souls, and I mean, it is so much. I think it was just too much for me, and that's what just kind of set me off from wanting to play more of it. Along with just not being able to play with another person. That was when I first started Diablo 3, because that was actually my first Diablo game, was Diablo 3. I never had played Diablo 2 or
really?
1.
Same.
Wow.
I had played similar games, but I had never played any of the. I had never played the actual Diablo games.
Diablo 2 is the best.
It's so good.
That's what I've been told. That's what I've seen on the forums, and to jump back into Diablo 3 after basically just beating it twice over. I had never done any of the Paragon leveling. I never had gotten Reaper of Souls because as soon as I'd beaten the game twice, I went, oh, all right. So is there more content? Is it play the game again? Oh, alright.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done. Yeah, no, I'm done. It wasn't for me. I looked at it and I actually had like 5 pages of patch notes to look through since I had last updated it. And there was just a lot of stuff. The biggest thing being they added it was a while ago they added it, but they added season heroes. So there's exclusive items you can get during a season. That's the only reason really to play during a season. Yeah. Because otherwise you might as well just make a regular character or whatever. I mean, there was no PvP. I remember that was one of the things that they said they were going to add in when Diablo 3 had first came out. This was before they had started working on the console stuff, because I'm sure as soon as they had said, all right, well, hey, we got to split our team. Are we going to work on PvP or work putting it out on consoles? And of course, they'd rather get it out to the masses, so they put it out on consoles, and we never saw anything else of PvP.
Well, also, Heroes of the Storm kind of cut into the PvP base.
Well, when they took that, as far as point and click PvP goes, I guess I don't know. It still would have been different. It would have been more. I guess it would have been different, or more or less the same. I don't know. So I wanted to bring that up with Diablo 3 is that the Necromancer pack is coming out. So if you did play Reaper of Souls, then you can look forward to that next week. I guess there's going to be a couple other little updates in that patch as well, but you'll be able to get a hold of that then. The other Blizzard news being today marked the opening. Last week was the patch, but you could not actually touch the raid, but the actual opening of the Tomb of Sargeras. And there was a recording of the Kil'jaeden defeat cinematic, who is the last boss in the tomb. I haven't seen it myself yet because I don't want to spoil it for anyone, so I don't want to even know anything about it. However, the one thing I will say, and it was already speculated on, I believe we had talked about it in a previous podcast, but if not, it was pure speculation. It still sort of is pure speculation, but this kind of confirms it. Is that we'll be going to Argus.
It was pretty much. A lot of people were saying, like, oh yeah, definitely, like, how would we not?
If you followed what's been going on, at least through some of the quest lines, as far as it goes with, in particular, talking with Velen, he actually says at the end of, when you try to get Light's heart to him, to get it opened up by the Naru inside, he says, to get the Exodar ready that will be going home, and home is Argus.
Yeah, that's only if you do like something specific.
You have to start teleporting and then cancel.
To my knowledge, all you have to do is just sit there, just stay there, and he does it.
You have to start teleporting.
If you leave early, then you never see him say that. But if you just stay there,
So I thought the way to trigger that event was to start like teleporting away and then canceling your teleport. And then it triggers that little Easter egg.
No, I had just sat there and he did it.
Oh, really?
But
well, you probably sat for a while. If you just start teleporting and stop, it like triggers it right away.
But yeah, the thing that they I just see a screenshot of it. So I guess as soon as you kill Jaden, I don't know if it's like a phased type thing or whatever, but I guess Argus appears in the sky after you get the kill in Dalaran.
Wow, spoiler alert. God damn it, Jordan.
So
I can't talk about Legend of Zelda. You're going to spoil the fucking ending cutscene of the expansion?
it's not the ending cutscene. It's not a part of the cutscene.
World effect.
It's a world effect. So if you
Whatever,
were to just log,
it's the same thing.
If you were to just log in, you would see it.
No. None. If I don't
It's
look
in-
up.
it's
What if
in-
I just
if
have
you
my
don't
camera
look
facing
up.
the ground?
You would see trade chat,
Um.
and they would say, "Wow, hey, look at that cheeseburger!
Yeah.
Hey, wow."
Hey, look at that cheeseburger.
Well, where? Hey, wait a minute! No.
Well,
So
I'm still torn if I want to start playing WoW again.
I
like-
mean, we'll totally play with you. We'll have
I just
people.
started again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give Final
I was
Fantasy
gonna
a
start
shot
playing
first.
like a week ago.
The
I
catch-up
was gonna use
system
coins.
is pretty catch-upable.
Yeah, I was gonna use gold to like buy time, but like the price has skyrocketed since last
They
time
definitely
I played.
skyrocketed it because I think more people are buying their time with gold, and so because of
Yeah,
that, you can.
it's like 140K.
It is ridiculous now, yeah. The other
Yeah.
thing, also, in addition to that, if you don't remember, they did it a while ago. I think they had taken it down, but I think they put it back up. You could actually use the WoW token as $15 currency on BattleNet. I don't recall
Yeah.
if they put that back up. It was taken down for a little while.
Yeah.
I personally haven't bought a WoW token for that purpose, to do that, because with that amount of gold that you're spending on that, I would just use it for game time.
Yeah.
But yeah, just kind of interesting, because from a interview with Blizzard, I think it was at BlizzCon, they said it themselves that Tomb of Sargeras was not the last patch. So it is. This is another speculation thing.
Is it
with
the
this.
last raid though?
So I don't remember if they confirmed that or not. But if that was not the last patch, then it's possible we're in for one more patch, and it could
There has
be
to be.
an Argus patch. However, people are saying, Argus is like a planet. Like, why would we not make that the next expansion rather than just a patch? But if Blizzard is just trying to
Maybe there's like
finish
a
the Legion storyline, this would be the thing to do it. I mean, this expansion is titled World of Warcraft Legion, so if they're trying
maybe
to,
there's a boarding of the Argus expansion or patch, like wrapping things up and then.
And I mean, it's something that I kind of speculate with another buddy of mine at work, who I've talked about. You've met him before, Sean, other Sean, not Hearthstone Sean.
Yeah.
I say with as powerful as the Legion is, they're literally a Legion, they're endless, and as powerful as Sargeras is, I don't see us actually going toe to toe with them. I see us doing something more along the lines of sealing them. Just sealing them away and just, putting a blanket over it, and
Let's forget about that.
we'll forget about that for now.
Yeah.
It reminds me
later,
of
they bring Ludan back again.
It reminds me of Catbug from Bravest Warriors. Quick, put a blanket over it.
Yeah.
Because I don't see us actually going toe to toe with for one, with the Legion forever, and then for two, countless planets they've taken over, and then Sargeras, being a freaking Titan himself. So I just see us doing some kind of sealing thing. So that is my Blizzard news.
Nice.
My slight bit of console news, and then I will be done, is Sega released a teaser video yesterday. And it's very vague, but the thing that I can get from it is that Sega wants to enter the console race again, or they want to put out a new console.
Yeah.
And I don't remember seeing a video on it, but I remember seeing something that Atari is doing the same thing.
Oh god.
Atari
the
is wanting to
Atari
do
box.
another console.
Yep. The Atari box.
So, very interesting. for what has it been? It's been like the past 15 years or so.
Million years.
Yeah, I mean, not maybe not even 50. No, yeah, it's gotta be. It's gotta be like the past 15 years.
Since the Dreamcast?
Dreamcast was the last one. That was during the PlayStation 2 and Xbox era, was it not?
It was I think it might have been right.
Or right before that? Was that GameCube?
What GameCube is that?
1999.
Wow.
Yeah, so
So.
that was quite a while ago.
Yeah.
And I mean they've been doing games ever since. And I mean, if anything,
Yeah.
I think they did the right thing. I mean, it sucks. What happened with Sonic. I mean, that's whatever. That's Sonic. But as far as the other Sega games have gone, being able to sell it on multiple platforms, they've been able to at least stay afloat and whatnot. So if this will be something that they can get their IPs back, I don't. That's something very hairy. How they would do that, I don't know.
I just don't understand what they're gonna bring to the table that Sony, Microsoft, or Nintendo aren't.
And yeah, that's the other thing is that they've cornered the market for the past whatever 10 years, right? The PS3, Xbox 360, the Wii, and on.
Yeah, it's been those three for
that generation. These three
basically since the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
So what, 17 years?
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't understand how. I hadn't heard about the Sega thing, but I had heard about the Atari thing.
If you watch, it's like
understand.
a 2-minute clip. It's talked.
Super vague.
The one thing that I saw from some of the comments, and I would not like it if they did it, is because they talk about eyes. They talk about how we as human beings, we are as being on this planet Earth, we are animals. But unlike other animals, our sense of hearing and our sense of smell are not that great. It's our sense of sight that we rely on heavily, day to day.
Yeah.
I mean, tell that to blind people, but it seems to focus a lot on eyes. They said that they did some eye tracking on some while people were playing video games. So
maybe they're gonna do Sonic VR first person.
Oh god!
Everyone would barf.
Gotta go fast.
There's that chili dog I ate earlier.
Yeah, no, that is the one thing right there that I really would hope they don't go down that path is the path of VR.
Yeah.
I think that's something right now. It's not that anything really has the corner of that market for sure, but I think that's for good reason. Everyone's not buying them.
Sega's not going to be the company that goes in and blows everyone away in VR. I don't imagine.
I also, exactly. Yeah, for us to not hear of anything about Sega VR, and then for them to just put out this saying I mean, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they bring to the table. What about the Atari? So I mean, I don't know anything about the Atari thing. That's what Atari Box. That's their.
I mean, I don't know if that's what they're calling it. That's just what I've read, and there's not been a lot to come out about it other than it's based on PC technology. That's about it. Which.
So it's a console.
I mean, so it sounds like it's a console. Yeah.
I just sent you the link in chat just of the Sega video.
Cool.
It just seems, I don't know. It's really odd. You can watch it without the sound because it's subtitled, but yeah, I don't know. Very very interesting, very vague.
I'll send you the Atari box thing, I
Oh,
guess.
snap.
And boop, boop, boop. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just the Atari thing is literally just the Atari box, years in the making, and then...
Yeah, so this is very vague as well.
Yeah. But there is a website. I've never been to the website. Oh, the website's just the link to the YouTube.
Comments are disabled
video.
For this video, so I guess they don't want anyone
Therefore,
to say
negative
anything.
responses.
That too.
Alright,
whatever.
Yeah, that's, I don't know, man.
What about...
Companies doing doing company things.
What about Josh? Josh, what do you have to talk about with talking things?
I mean, I fell back into WoW, which was a mistake, but I love it. And it was bound to happen. I started talking to one of my buddies the other day about how, oh, this happens every few months. We talk about WoW, and there we are again. And sure enough, I'm back on it, so I'm sure he'll be there soon.
Yeah. It's only a matter of time before I jump back on.
Well, you had an incident, of course. You lost your original account.
Yep.
And
Oof.
Yeah, well, I had an
rough.
authenticator on my old account, and then I lost access to the authenticator, and then I just had a hell of a time getting it back. But I actually, after finally making a new account and everything, just recently got it all back. So I'm trying to figure out how to merge and get all my stuff.
But yeah, that's the one unfortunate thing that he's finding is that mounts are account bound, so he can transfer his characters from account to account, but he cannot transfer the mounts.
I'm losing all my cool rare proto drakes from Wrath. It's
Yeah, I actually had a similar issue. I stopped playing WoW for a while,
As we all do.
Yeah, and I switched phones, and the authenticator was on my phone, and I couldn't get it back, so I had to call up Blizzard, and they handled it all for me, and it took like a couple days to get the account back after they like shut off the authenticator, but so I still have my original account, but it definitely stinks. Yeah, it does stink pretty hard.
And I finally beat the first DLC for Dark Souls 3, and now I have to start the second one.
Oh, there you go.
You ever want to have a controller shattering rage? That last boss in that first DLC has 3 phases. A full health bar.
Oh,
Kill it,
gross.
it comes back. Kill it, it comes back again. And so on.
Wow.
Yeah, but that was
I
fun.
bought all 3 Dark Souls games, and I think I played about an hour of each.
Oh man, I love Dark Souls, but it's definitely not for everyone.
Did you stop playing out of rage or just out of
No.
sadness?
Here's my thing with games now. I've noticed that as I get older, I have a thing where if there is like not a save system where I'm like, okay, if I go and do something and then I die and then I have to go and do the same shit over again that I just did for, I lost like 15 minutes of progress. I'm like, I really don't want to do that again.
For you, then.
Yeah. So it even happened with Witcher today when I was playing. I had done something 3 times and I almost was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna stop playing. But I had to push through that feeling of like, you got to do this to get what you want. So like, it was that's just how I play now.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, Dark Souls
I
has
hear you,
those
though.
moments where, like, I'll be doing fine, I'll be having a good time, I'll be making progress, and I don't know when the last time I saw a bonfire was, and I'll die, and I will just put the controller down and walk away. And that's it. Like, I'm not even getting mad, I'm just done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I don't play a lot of like super difficult games. Like Breath of the Wild has been the most difficult game I've played in quite a long time. If there's like any rage factor, I get flustered really easily. So I just need to calm down sometimes. That's why I like some of the easier games. Like that's why I like Pokemon and Animal Crossing and the games that are technically for children.
I love Animal Crossing. I haven't played Animal Crossing since it was on the GameCube, but I love Animal Crossing.
I've never played
It's
a
just so
single
relaxing.
Animal Crossing.
You'll lose like weeks of your life and not know how or when.
No, Jordan won't. Jordan would be like, this is stupid. All you do is fish and collect fruit. This is dumb.
I was actually just about to say, because you said it was relaxing, and I was just going to compare it to fishing in WoW, because that's clicking.
Yeah, I hate fishing. Well, that being said, I lost way too much time in Final Fantasy 15 doing nothing but fishing at one point.
Yep. Anyway, do
I
you
just
want to talk about what I have for my
Hey, wait,
final
don't-
topic?
Oh, yeah, sorry. And then you were gonna say something else was coming out, right? I thought you had the list of like.
I was just looking to see what was happening.
Oh, okay.
Really.
I know
Go on
that
with your
the if you were going to mention or were not going to mention it, the Crash Bandicoot thing that comes out next Friday. I think you did mention it already though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I missed like a chunk of what you guys were saying because it just decided to not to let me listen. So I don't
Yeah.
know what you said.
Same. That's why
Prior to
I think you and I
Bandicoot.
awkwardly laughed because we're like, I don't know if they finished the sentence or not.
Yeah.
Well, I know you had a topic you wanted to talk about, so let's now.
Okay.
Yes, I just stopped talking.
Oh, Jesse had a topic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this kind of like it was post E3 news, and it's about like a game that I really could give a shit about, but it's kind of like an interesting like overarching topic that expands through like all of the consoles.
History.
So you have Minecraft, right?
Yep.
You have a game that is on basically every console and device under the sun, and
Yep.
they finally announced that they're like, yeah, we're going to have crossplay on Switch and Xbox and PC and iPad and all that. And everyone's like, yeah, great, but wait a minute, where's PlayStation? And Sony's like, no, we're not doing it. And so someone asked in
Really?
an interview, why aren't you doing crossplay with Microsoft and Nintendo? And they said something along the lines of, when we have people go online, we have an obligation as our company to protect the children, and we don't want to potentially expose them to harmful environments and blah, blah, blah.
Oh.
And everyone online was just like, what the hell does that mean?
Yeah, that's just like a
BS
bullshit answer.
It's such a first of all, if Nintendo's doing that,
Yeah.
Nintendo's really well known for their harsh communities of
yeah,
brutal
like-
gamers.
like if Nintendo, the company that's like the kiddiest, friendliest like company is okay with doing that, Sony, I think you're fine.
Yeah.
So like it got me thinking of like, are we ever gonna have a situation where we have crossplay between all of the consoles eventually? Because if they're willing to do crossplay, I think it's healthier for the ecosystem of the games industry as a whole. Because you're giving people choice. You're giving people choice to play on the platform that they want. And it really isn't. In Sony's sake, it's like if you buy it on PS4, you're kind of fucked. And whereas everywhere else is kind of like, having a party. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Do you guys think it's going to eventually get to the point of like crossplay between all of the consoles?
At this point, I think Sony's the one you really have to convince, because I know Microsoft's been like bringing it up for years now. They've been like, crossplay, maybe if they ever want to.
I mean, if the demand from players is that high, like if the people that are dedicated to only Sony, they're looking at it and they're like, cool, whatever. I don't want to play with other. Maybe some of them are saying, oh yeah, cool, whatever. I don't want to play with the other consoles. I just want to play with on mine, whatever. So, I mean, here's the thing that I would be worried about just as a gamer or whatever. I don't care. Like, I will play with other consoles. That's whatever. I have no console discrimination. But if it affects the, whether it be like the frame rate or the connection, that's when I would be, all right, I don't want to play with, this type of console or whatever because the connections are always crap. Or
I don't know how they would change it all, because it's not with games. It's not Sony's servers or Microsoft servers. It's whoever made the game servers, whoever's hosting the online.
Or it's client side.
Like,
sometimes you have like a dedicated server based on like your own connection. So
so it nothing would change other than the fact that your player base that's sitting in the Xbox online server can now be intermingled with your Nintendo online server. The thing that I'd question is does it affect gameplay in the sense that there's an arguably better version to play on? Like,
oh, like is there an
with
advantage?
a first-person shooter, is it gonna be beneficial to
PC,
play on
right?
PC?
Yeah,
if
yeah, okay.
there's
It's always going to be.
a PC console like thing, because think of all the different things you can do on a PC that you can't really do on console. Like, the big thing with me is I can literally press a button on my mouse and change my mouse sensitivity.
Yeah.
And like that changes a lot. Like, it changes how fast I can turn, it changes how like slow or whatever. Like, certain characters in Overwatch, for instance, I put a slower mouse sensitivity on because it's easier to me to track someone with the crosshair. Versus, like, if I'm playing Lucio, I crank my mouse sensitivity up because it doesn't fucking matter. I just, like, spin around and jump off walls and go crazy.
Look at Overwatch. Look at Overwatch versus consoles versus PC. Like, you have characters that are arguably way better on console than they are on PC. Pharah, for example, is stupidly good on the consoles because it takes way longer for you to look up to aim at her. Versus PC. So
PC is literally like dead.
Right, and so you're gonna
if there's a Bastion on the opposing team, it's just like she has no chance.
Right. So like, I mean, I think it depends on the genre, and I think that you're gonna find a lot of games that if they end up doing it, that they're gonna be crossplay between the consoles and then the PC. Maybe if it
depending
is
on the game, I think. I don't imagine they use like first-person shooter crossplay with like a Xbox and a PC because that's not fair.
But what if it comes to that though? What if they once it start it starts with the Rocket League and the Minecraft, but then it goes into the competitive play. The competitive play, does it become something that the competitive gamers will only flock to a certain platform to play on? Like, only the FPS players will all go to the PC because they'll see, I'm losing to these guys all the time. We have a couple in my circle of friends. Anyways, I have a couple of friends. I mean, my brother in particular. He only plays on console. He's never touched a PC really for gaming at all. And then I have my other younger brother, and he only plays on PC, and he doesn't touch consoles. So, is it going to be something eventually, a flocking of gamers to one or the other, if this becomes a trend? Up until now, when you buy a game on console X, you can't play that with console Y. You always been able to play it on just yours, and other players that have console X. So,
I don't see it. Like, I really don't see it being a problem with games like Minecraft. Like, that shit doesn't fucking matter. There's no consequences
I wouldn't say there's really
for being able
competitiveness with that,
No, like, sure, I'd argue that it's easier on PC still, just because it's easier to look around. It's still first person,
and
like,
there's mods you can get on
whatever.
PC from that game, too, that make it, like, crazy easy to build bigger things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a question then, because there's not really, to my knowledge anyways, I also don't play Minecraft, sorry, but...
I don't play it either, I played it.
Is there a competitive multiplayer mode of any sort?
Not a real
Other than just, like, fucking with people, no.
Okay, so then it is essentially a co-op game then.
Yeah.
So what other games can we think of that are just co-op games that this would work with?
Well, I mean,
Terraria.
an example I have...
which is essentially Minecraft.
Yes.
I think Gears of War 4 has crossplay between the Xbox and the PC, but only in campaign, not in multiplayer.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Multiplayer, because again,
I was gonna bring that up that Microsoft, I think, will be the first person to really hit heavy with the crossplay between PC and Xbox.
And it only makes sense
just because
for them,
the way they're going.
I guess, but also at the same time, it doesn't make sense.
The only thing I could think of let me try to word this in my head. The only way I could see it really working to get PC and Xbox, we'll just say Xbox One X, to be like cross-platform is if maybe they had some sort of regulators. Like if you were going to play online, let's say Destiny 2, like PvP, online be crossplay if you had to use like a controller on the PC. Like if there is some sort of like it knows you're using a controller or a keyboard
That
and
would
mouse.
still like one. You could easily work around that. I bet.
Shh. No. Microsoft has a lot of programmers, and they could program something that would really definitely for sure for real work.
And two, I don't think they would do that because that kind of would defeat the purpose of even putting it on the PC for the most part for a lot of
I know,
people.
but you don't have to crossplay. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, if you wanted to
Okay, I
access
get
like the
what you're saying.
crossplay,
Multiplayer
like if you wanted to
crossplay
access like the
that.
crossplay PvP
Yeah.
or whatever, like there'd have to be like a separate thing.
I personally would like to see it. As far as it goes with any kind of co-op game, multiplayer game, that's where I feel like maybe you might start to be grasping at straws as far as it goes with gamers that want to do that, and then as well as people that would have advantage, like you're saying with first-person shooters, PC over them. So,
Like co-op stuff, I don't see a problem with it. It's when it starts getting into the competitive stuff that you're gonna run into a lot of issues. Like if you're playing with a friend co-op, like who cares if one person is like a little bit quicker with a PC versus their console, like your friend's console. Like you guys are friends, you can get over it.
and
But like the second you're into like a PvP world and someone's clearly doing better because they're on a PC versus a console, then you're like, well, this is fucking bullshit.
It's gonna vary game to game too, because there's definitely like
Yeah.
like third-person actiony games are gonna benefit from controller use over mouse and keyboard.
Exactly.
Things like that. So
Yeah. But people that play stuff like that on PC that don't use a controller are dumb anyway,
True.
in my opinion.
sorry, y'all.
Like, I still have a 360 controller that I plug into my PC for certain games. Just because, like, some games are just clearly better with controller. Like, I played Momodora with a controller. I didn't use my keyboard and mouse.
Or like,
What else did I play? I played Abzu with a controller. I'm just thinking of games that I played on the channel.
True. Wait,
Yeah.
Abzu is
Little Nightmares.
Steam?
Little Nightmares. I played with a controller.
yeah, that game is dope. They're coming out with the
It
DLC
is so good.
for it.
I know. I'm torn because you know my opinion about DLC. But like, I just really liked that game so much.
I like story expansions.
Yeah.
true.
And that
It
game
also
was
depends on
cheap.
price. I don't know what the price is.
I mean, how much did that game even cost? Like $20?
$20. If
Yeah.
it's like a $5 DLC, then we'll see. Like $4.99.
Yeah. I mean, and it also
It was a
like,
cheaper
okay.
game, anyways, right? That was
yeah,
a
it was $20.
a download game.
I mean,
Yeah.
with DLC, I feel like price and what you're getting matter more than like whether or not they're just doing
For
it.
sure.
If you're trying to just sell me $20 on something that should have already been out, obviously I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, like, that's a complete game as is. Like, that's why I liked it.
Yeah.
If the DLC just expands on story, then I'm cool with it, especially if it's just like $5.
Unless it's like,
If it's like another 10, if it's like half the price of the game, then I'm like, eh. Unless it's like a full fucking different version of the game.
yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll see. But unless anyone has anything else to talk about, I think it's time to wrap it up.
I think it's time for dinner.
Dinner. All right. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. Comment about something that we talked about, and subscribe to the channel if you feel like it. If not, go fuck yourself. Bye.
Bye.
Jesus.
Right.